Hey guys, how you doing? Happy Friday. This is Bear with Bear's Den Acrylic Art, and I am here with a kind of results video. I have not gotten my timing down as far as, recording a video and then being able to show the dry results in the same video, because I pretty much try to do one painting a day. But I think I'm far enough ahead where I can show you the dried results of a lot of the paintings. Several of you have left comments requesting a kind of results video, so here goes. I hope you like what you see. Okay, so in no particular order, this is the spiral Dutch pour I did the other night for my sister who is moving into a new house. This was done on an iridescent graphite base with, grays and silvers and, black metallic, and then this pop of pearl pink by Arteza. As you can see, it's got a really nice kind of sheen to it in the light, but something you need to know if you are going to do any kind of a metallic base is that you see it shows every single ripple, every single ripple that, you see wet, you are going to see dry. So that is the one downside to using an iridescent or any kind of metallic base, but sometimes I think it just adds character. And as you can see, this piece dried really, really nicely. I still have all of this wonderful lacing and some really great cells. So I don't really feel the need to do anything to this beyond putting a, backing on it and some hardware when it's cured. So moving down the line, this is the ribbon pour that I did with the vertical swipes in the Deco Art Enchanted colors. Now I'm still playing around with these, but so far I'm really liking what I've been seeing. So in this, this part was the ribbon pour, and I was trying to go for the northern lights over, a turbulent ocean. What I really like about this is you can see it under my terrible chandelier lighting. Sorry for the shadows, by the way. But, you can see the color gradient here. This is the, this is Lucas Indigo, and then there is blue-black indigo. And all of these different, families of the blues really gave this a nice texture. The ribbons, I could have probably tilted this bottom part out a little bit better, but I'm still nursing a shoulder that never healed correctly. So the fact that I did a ribbon pour anyway, I'm pretty proud of. But the real star of the show are the swipes. Now you can see, and it really doesn't matter the angle. The enchanted paints can be used as interference. So like from an off angle, you still see the colors, but from head on, and I've got a light directly overhead, you can see the difference between, actually this was this little piggy comet, which is what this was, and the greens were the Deco Art Enchanted. So this looks really cool. I also like that the way that this dried, this does have, you can see some faint texture lines that I just think, again, it just adds some visual interest. So even though, this piece I wanted to play the, the horizontal against the vertical, it does still have some interesting textures to it. So this one I was quite pleased with how it turned out. So yeah, let's move on. Okay, next up, this is the 12 by 36 canvas that I did with the metallic greens and the metallic chocolate brown. This is the one where I said I have a very complicated relationship with the color green, and the fact that this painting turned out does not change that fact that I still have a very complicated relationship with the color green. But this one just turned out gorgeous. You can see, how the iridescent colors stand out, the metallic. There's just a ton of lacing that I think just looks like $1,000,000. And, this is intended to be a horizontal piece, but I will leave that up to whoever ends up purchasing this. But yeah, a coat of varnish. I might actually try and resin this one because this canvas is really, really taut. I think a coat of resin or a couple coats of varnish, and this is going to look like $1,000,000. All right, now this one I am absolutely over the moon with. This is the 12 by 36 canvas I did on black base with the golden interference colors. And you can see just from the chandelier light overhead just how bright these are. Now, if you remember from the wet result, everything just kind of looked white, and there were just little pops where you could see like the violet and the blue. But once this dried, you can see, and even if we change the angle, you can see, the gold and the greens. This is a really, really vibrant piece that, again, I am just thrilled with how this turned out. And putting a coat of varnish, or several coats, I should say, I usually do about 3, is really going to add some depth to this piece. And wherever it's hung, you catch it in the right light at the right angle, and these colors are just going to dance. I love this one. All right, now this is the same kind of spiral Dutch pour that I've been doing lately. This one was done in all of the Amsterdam pearl colors. I do believe that I had put down a little guideline of the Deco Arts dazzling metallic pearl white. And, these colors are a little bit more muted as opposed to like the Pride paintings that I had been doing. But sometimes muted is really nice. And this is also on an iridescent graphite base, okay? And again, you see it shows all of the texture from when you are spreading your base coat down. But that being said, there is actually a softness to the iridescent graphite. Black is a very harsh color for a background. It provides the most amount of contrast. So, a muted color palette on a muted background just gives a softer overall composition. And one of the things that I love most is, there's this ripple effect that kind of goes all the way through it, the way that it's been blown out, that again, it just adds so much texture to the piece that is only going to be brought out further by, whatever top coat I decide to do on this. I might actually try resin on this one as well, just because it is a fairly taut canvas. All right, now this is the 16 by 40 canvas that I did. This one actually started out life as a Pride painting. that I used the golden interference colors as well. Oh no, I'm sorry. I used the pearl colors as well as this little piggy pigments. But as pretty as that looked, it became apparent pretty soon after it started to dry that I did not put enough of an acrylic binder into the pigments, and they did not dry in a way that I was real happy with. So I decided to sand it down smooth, throw a couple coats of gesso on it, and then have a go at it again, this time on a greenish blue background with just kind of water-ish colors, with some Pebeo iridescent gold and the iridescent green blue. And this one was awesome. You can just see how much texture there is to this. If you haven't figured it out, I'm real big on texture. Just between the lacing and the cells, I think this turned out beautifully. And thankfully, so did a lovely lady in Germantown, Maryland, who purchased this from me before the paint was even dry. So I am letting it cure for another 2 days or so before I put the top coat on, and then the backing and hardware, and ship this off to its forever home. Okay, and rounding out this little tour, this is a piece that I did last night. I really wish I had recorded it because it went really, really, really well. As you can see, I am still experimenting with my spiral shapes. This one was kind of like a fire and ice. This was for the Massey Art Studio weekly challenge, where we had to use like 1 million colors. And this one was tough because if you have a lot of paint on your canvas and you're trying to do some pretty tight, shaping and sculpting, that can get out of hand pretty easily. So I am just looking forward to seeing this dried completely. Yeah. So, and this is a little piece of protest art I did, called Blessed Be the Fruit. It's not quite finished yet, but just ombre, blended acrylic background. Got to break out my brushes, put a little Grenache on this little piggy pigment. So once that's done, and then I have all of these that are just kind of strewn about my apartment. And there is my poor neglected piano that is now serving as a stand for the rest of the artwork. So yeah. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for leaving all of the wonderful comments and feedback and asking about the drive results. I will endeavor to get a little better at, my timing of recording so I can show them actually in the same video. But, this is a work in progress. If you happen to be new and have not done so yet, please consider hitting subscribe, hitting a like, hitting a share, leaving a comment. I do my best to answer as many as I can. If you're interested in purchasing any of my pieces, you can email me at bear@bearsdenacrylicart.com. I'm also on Facebook and Instagram and all of the things. So until I see you again, hear from you again, everybody have a great Friday night, have a great weekend, and I will talk to you later.